Good day, everyone. We are Group 6, and I am Aaron Rizal Reyes.
I'm David Orense.
I'm Melvin Mark Padilla.
And I'm Julia Regala.
And our topic is all about natural resources and the effects of climate change. Alright, let's call on our interviewee, Mr. Sergi Apil.
Hello.
Please have a seat.
Good.
So, how's your day?
Good. It was great. Thank you for asking.
So, could you please tell us something about yourself?
Right. I'm Sergio Pila, and I'm a digital cinema student. And I'm part of Lifebox organization. And yeah, that's it.
So what did you observe in our environment that is happening
Today,
during your hiking days?
hiking days. Today, my hiking days. As I observe every time that I hike, I was expecting a lot of nature, a lot of trees, because that's what I like. And I observe sceneries, and sometimes it quite disappoints me of what I observe, because especially on the peak, the trees were been cut down, and it was very seldom to encounter animals like commonly horses, like that, domestic.
So how does it affect you?
It affects me. It affects me a lot because it was the nature. It was the Mother Earth. It was something that before I was born, before you guys were born, it's there. And sometimes it was one factor is this is how we take care of our nature.
It's wonderful. You're a nature lover.
Thank you.
So we proceed on the first question.
Based on your experience on hiking and seeing different places, what do you think is the connection between climate change and renewable resources?
Based on my observation, every time I hike, our climate change affects especially the heat. Every time I hike, we will experience extreme heat, and it will affect especially the natural resources, especially the trees, that the only nature that will protect you from the sun.
Do you see any droughts or any wildfires there?
Wildfire, frequently I seen wildfire, but the wildfire already last, and it really affects me because I feel worried on the mountains because it just affect the animals living there.
Based on your observations, how do these environmental phenomena affects or makes the species migrate?
Good question. It affects really a lot our nature by the climate change because especially the species living and where they live, if they're affected, if they are greatly affected by the climate change, and where they're living, where their shelter is destroyed, they have to find another places, and it just affects how it just lessen their places where they can live. They tend to go a higher places, higher altitude, higher locations for them to be quite protected by the effect of climate change.
Do you think climate change is a positive or negative effect in our country or in the world?
On our country, the climate change is made to be changed. It's something, it's anything that's constant, like change it. And what really affects our nature is how we take care of our nature. Climate change, it's a constant change. And it's how we human people, deal with the change, how we how our flexibility and how we manage the change that climates give us, especially on the storms. It's there. The problem is how we manage the effects.
So you yourself, how do you manage those climate change?
Climate change, especially this heat that we are experiencing now, is an extreme heat. And just yesterday, Manila just hit 40 degrees.
Yeah.
If you just experience it, and we just have to what do you call this, balance, or you just have to be flexible with the things that's happening in our nature. That's why they invented umbrella. They invented. For me, as every time I go to school, how I manage the climate change, the extreme heat, I always I bring extra shirts, and I just always use umbrella.
Do you think these changes helps the people or not?
It helps the people. It helps and it trains people to take care of our nature. Because if we don't take care of our nature, how about the sons of our sons, the daughters of our daughters? What nature would they expect? It will be a great nature. What will be the worst nature that we're experiencing now?
As you said earlier, you mentioned the temperature is going higher,
Right.
and that means there's going to be some heat stress, and sometimes it's going to be hard for species. So my question is, how do you think climate change will affect the quantity of renewable resources?
Renewable resources. Climate change affects every areas of our nature, especially the quantity, as you said. It will be, for example, the wildfire that I have seen when I hike. I think, as I observe, it will greatly affect the species, the nature, the trees, the every little species living there. Because of what I have said earlier, that they have to migrate, they have to go to other places, and as they go to other places, they sometimes have to fight for their habitat, because their habitat is getting smaller and smaller, and they have to fight for where they have to live.
So you're saying that it also increases their mortality rate because of the wildfires.
Yes, it will greatly increase the mortality because climate change greatly affect our nature. And for us people, for us humans, we have to do our part. Do our part to protect it. You just said that mortality is increasing, and as human, as people, as part of a species, we have to do our part to control, somehow decrease the mortality rate, and it will be our help for them, for the species, for the other species, and for our nature. Because climate change is there, and we have to do our part. And
So you think that climate change can affect the reproductive rate of species or renewable resources?
yes, for me, productive rate would be greatly increased by climate change because as they transfer their habitat, they have to protect, especially mothers that they have their siblings, they have their children, they have to protect it. And
What do you see what do you see after 50 years? What do you see about the world? Or what is your idea about the world after 50 years? Do you think it will get better or it will get worse?
it got worse. What I vision out, it will get better because I'm believing that we can still do. It's never too late for us to protect our nature. It's never too late for us to fight for every species. But on what I see now, especially our government's doing, for me it will be hard for us to vision out that the nature will be better. And again, it's never too late for us to act for our own little things.
So for your part, as a human, how, in your ways, how can you help our nature be better and
Okay. Because sometimes individuals think that others people should start doing something good. But we have to take our initiative to do it. You don't need to wait for other people to start. You can start on your own little things. You don't have to set your mind that you have to do great things for something to be great, for the nature to be greatly affected. On your little things, for not throwing trashes on the proper place, for the proper trash, for saving your energy, saving light energy, saving water. On your own little things, you can do great. It will be a great impact. It will be a great impact after 50 years. That, I guess, never too late for you to start. You can start now as you go home, as you wake up tomorrow, and again, you have to do your part. And you have to start something. If you want something to change, you have to change.
so thank you for your time, sir. We appreciate your
You're welcome.
effort.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
If you have any comments, suggestions, or any questions, be free to ask.
I just want to more elaborate that just want to pound more that if you want to change something to change, especially our nature, we have to start doing it. Because we sometimes overthink things and we forget to do it. You have to do your part. Not just only our president, it's just only our government. You have to do your part. Your part will affect greatly. Start doing it now. That's it.
Thank you. Sige pala na-record lang.